he finds them with the villagers. There's your worst nightmare. But the Wololos again. It's a triple Wololo. Wham! Can he get it? This, I love to see. We're into a brand new map, which means nobody knows really what works yet, which is why you are seeing the return of Rus to competitive Age of Empires 4. A long missed sight is back on the menu in the hands of Wham, the #1 Canadian, going up against Beastie on the Deli in a deciding game in this tournament series. This right here was it Three Little Pigs? It's an interesting one. If you guys remember Pit from several seasons ago, it's like that, but with a lot less camping and more mobility, because if your opponent does start walling up, you can always just build up dock and chip your way past. 4 deer play already coming in from Wham. I'm curious what's going to happen with Ruse, because this Civ, I think a lot of people are in agreement, hasn't really been seen anywhere in a long time. It fell off in a big way, has not really been a desirable pick. A lot of players don't even draft it anymore. And it gets pulled out in a deciding game, of all things. It's a cool map for it, though. Look at the tree lines. Can you guys guess what he's going to do? He's going to be able to just stack up hunting cabins along the back here to generate a lot of gold. Does come with that interesting plan on the deer, which means a really crap hunting cabin to begin with, but it'll pay off down the line. Yeah, because by getting the extra deer, it allows him to stay out on the sheep rotation. He didn't go for a second scout, by the way, which is interesting because for the longest time, Rus have always prioritized that second scout, especially on a map like this where it often feels like you're going to split where the scouts go. But funnily enough, it's actually worked out for him. Look at the positioning of both player scouts. Deli are now behind the Rus scout. And I think he knows it. BC probably realized it now, unless he finds another sheep in the corner by some miracle. Wham also doesn't have to come home with his sheep early. He can just keep staying out. Interesting that he is actually heading back, because neither of them have checked the south side of the map. Yeah, like, you only know what you know, right? In this situation, if Wham could see what's happened here, he'd obviously go to the western corner straight away and just hoover everything up. Instead, he'll just circulate rounds, get anything in the center, and then probably mirror. Unless Beastie... Wait, what? Did Beastie not realize that this route had already been tracked? I don't think he did. I mean, remember, this is a new map, so probably hasn't ran many iterations. You're not that familiar with where the sheep spawn 100%. So I think from Beastie's POV, he's like, oh, maybe that's just the way the sheep are. They don't spawn in that area. I'll go now finally check after checking the center. But this just puts him behind. So Wham is going to win the sheep game. Gets his 14th. Probably going to be ahead by 3 to 4 sheep, which is really good when you remember that this Civ goes on the berries. That's really big shout out to Wham for playing the deer. The deer that some Rus players probably would have been like a bit miffed about, because the idea of spending all that wood, not as desirable. I mean, the hunting cabins did get buffed, remember? They used to be 100 wood, now they're 75, so it's not as drastic. But this is drastic. What do you say? Oh, sorry, what was that? There's 75 wood. Oh, that sounds like more gold for me. Scrumptious. So overall sheep game, 12 to 16, an edge for Wham. And now, alongside that food, plenty of gold. Yeah, this is kind of filthy. So he's got 3 on the tree line. He needs to be generating about 60 to 70 gold per minute already. I guess we should have seen this coming. You guys remember? Pit used to be really popular for Rus picks for this exact reason. It's the same thing. Oh, how do you guys predict in the end? 100% for Beastie. Only 1 putt. Come on, guys. You guys beg for gambling. Ugh. Wait, he's going for the boar. That's a bit spicy. Double wolf to grief him on the way. I mean, you can pull this towards the output. Yeah. So he's going to lock in the boar, and he'll be able to lock in the vision, so his opponent can't just creep that. High trade house corner? Dude, if he gets here, can you imagine? Luckily, the cluster trees aren't that close to the corner. Alright, Pumba, now being assaulted. Did end up aggroing a bit early, actually, because he ended up getting hit when he was still building. So he's going to switch aggro now on the scout as you're looking for. Probably could have pulled it a bit here, so you're next to the tree line for hunting cabin. Because remember, he has got the tower up, so you would have had vision anyway. But it is risky to do that. Normally, you want to have the food behind the tower to guarantee archers can't creep in. Question now, like, is there a world in which you try to sneak attack? Feels a smidge greedy, right? I'm never going to say impossible here, but like you're talking about Delhi. Delhi has historically been one of the better civs at punishing fast castle builds because they just spam Ghazi. And also, if Rus rush castle, what are you building? You can build men at arms, but your opponent has Ghazi that get bonus against armored units. You could build horse archers, but your opponent has horsemen. So you basically would be going tech up to build knights, which you could technically do now anyway. What has happened on the food is my big question. There we go. He gets the drop off. And he's going to go for a racks in the ford. A lot of wood gathering underway. To be expected. There's just so much wood here. And it is going to be stables. Yeah, so we're getting knights versus Ghazi. It's going to be one of those who blinks first type games. Killing the whole animal kingdom. That's true. He's even looking to kill the beast. Nice read there by Beastie. Yeah, it was a little bit greedy for why I'm doing this, but keep in mind this paid off. He's had it like at least 2 minutes, 3 minutes? Must be 3 minutes, right? 75 wood into 60 gold at that point. Decent exchange rate, especially if you're going for a night build, and wood is more accessible here because the gold is a little bit exposed. And it makes sense if your plan is to go knights anyway, because knights is a delayed play. They take 35 seconds to produce. He's setting up the Raxes in both locations, interesting enough. His first spears are coming out. Will be enough to scare the Ghazi back. What I like most about the knights from WAM is it does invalidate the idea of Ronins. Because that's something that the BC could think about. Is like down the line, just summoning the Ronins as a gotcha against like spears and archers. But when there's knights, it kind of feels like Ronin are going to suck. Good pressure play overall from Beastie though. Just kind of pinning his opponent in. Yes, we're going to get some knights coming out via the Golden Gate conversion and the hunting cabins, but you can't build double stables and just start pumping them. Is it worth to prioritize a quick fortress on the backward line or just get whenever it fits? I think here, because he needs the defensive fort for his boar, you have to delay the one at home. Because the way you have to weigh it up is like, yes, I get more resources here, but I'll get less resources overall if all these villagers die. And he wants the boar, kind of needs it. Because food is going to be a problem. If you're the defender, your opponent can just run out all willy-nilly onto, you know, berries, deer, and whatever. You can't. Yeah, I've got sacred site control now. Double cap. This one's at least going to get blocked out by the scout. Wow, he's just rushing in. Spear and the knight. Nicely done. First worker down, and it is going to favor the Canadian. Small advantages make the difference. Yeah, kind of need both sacred sites here. The gold gen is really good off of these, remember? And it's important because right now your opponent has got passive gold gen. This is a cool map. Like I like just having these fresh maps regularly because you can tell that people are going through the theory crafting. And the cool thing about this one is it's familiar to something of old but different as well. I mean, in a normal build, is it good to prioritize it ASAP or not as much? Comes down to like, I mean, what do you mean by prioritize, right? Like you're going to go feudal first and then you go switch wood. It's usually worth it to rush it because you're going to inject wood into gold off the Golden Gate anyway, in most cases. And you want to try and like get the stables up quickly. Honestly, it depends on the situation. I think if you're not being pressured, it's nice to get the knights out faster. If you are being pressured, the wooden fortress defense is important. Even that, though, isn't enough to keep that worker alive. As a nice strike in. Next 2 kills now for Beastie. He also is able to now deny the re-establishment of the hunting cabin. Pack over here could actually end up sacrificing double scholar because of it. Still, if you're WAM, you feel like you need to turn this into a bit more. I think he's going to bait away the spearman. Can't come in for the kill, but the spear count is good enough. Scholars are going down. Yeah, even with party, that's the impressive part. It's usually hard to find these kills because of the extra health. That's the thing that I think really miffs people about dealing with Delhi. That extra health pool is so hard to get through in Feudal Age. Maybe a little bit of an overextension now. It does reveal the archers, though. Still, the thing is, now I think we're going to approach stage of how good can BC's defense be? Because so far we've seen him attacking, which is to be expected. Ghazi produced much quicker than Knights. But a few Knights slipping here or there is kind of the scary point. So for BC, it's now, okay, where do I want to go for food? How am I going to secure it? We don't have any wall ups, but that is an idea here. On a map like this, the thing I love about this Delhi idea, although there's only 2 sacred sites, when you come out to secure a sacred site, you can use all your infantry to wall. And once you wall, you can move out with your economy. He's already tried to do it over here. Looks like it did actually get intercepted, though. In towards the Wind Fortress. He's going to go for the dive. Undermesh is there. No steeled arrow for Wham, though. He has got Spearman coming out. Will be enough to scare him away. And Archer Switch also coming through now. It makes sense. You're seeing 15 spears to mirror yours, right? And the walls are going to be going up. Yeah, I like BC's position at this point because of the ability to now move out for more food. Whereas the warrior I have for Wham is how much is left on that ball. I feel like he's been tapping it for a while, no? If I could click it... This is going to take... Oh, I had it. It's gone. Yeah, we've read it timing-wise correctly. 85 food. So that big injection of food is now gone. I have to pull back to berries, which is an inferior resource. Spear Knights. I'm trying to contest the east side. I think this is scary for BC to try and hold right now. He split himself left and right, and you're just going to have to give one up. So Skull will get chased down. We do have pro scouts coming through soon. There is a food source to the north side that would be nice to get home. I like that he moved for the close deer, though. What's up with the wood from Beastie? I think it's very easy on these type of maps to overgather wood like crazy because it's just there in huge abundances. He could turn this into a few farms. But there you go, yeah. He's going to make it into permanent food. So whether intentional or not, it now has a role to play. And we've been highlighting the issue of, like, how does Beastie get food? Where is he going to get food? Because this is the passing the baton. Beastie only has 8 Ghazi. Wham has 8 Knights. He is more dangerous on rotating. Beastie, on the other hand, more dangerous for a push. We'll be able to get rid of the Fort Wooden Fortress. Unfortunately, the villagers are long gone. The food's already been tapped. Nice. You know we see, right? It's going to try to creep in, but unlikely connector. Yeah, Beastie will just shuffle away. Ends up losing a worker. With textiles, actually. A little bit rough. We'll continue to chase. Leads him over towards the deer, but there is at least reinforcements coming. So the Ghazi probably just going to have to run away from that. Knights can't really engage it. Not with spears following behind. Oh, guys, I think we can say Ruse Feudal's kind of back. I mean, this is looking decent. No decisive moment either side so far. Spears, archers on the approach. What's interesting is, like, Wham doesn't really have military advantage for a direct engagement still, I think. Maybe I'm underestimating the Knights. Then again, like, you've got 8 Knights into 21 spears. Food gathering is definitely superior for Wham, so maybe the goal here is just to starve your opponent in. Don't push, right? Like, you just want to pin him in the corner. Yes, we know there are farms, of course. But the cool thing for Wham is he's still got the breadth to move out for berries, for deer, things like that. I say that. PC is waiting for him. And Wham's teching. Okay, high trade house. Boo! Nah, guys, come on. Let's be fair to him. You don't know where there's troops. You don't have that much vision on the map. On top of that, this corner's blocked. This corner, don't know if he knows it's guarded, but like it's even if you don't, risk a raid plus the distance is huge. The reason you do the high trade house in the corner on King of the Hill is because you start. Very big difference. Beastie is now mirroring the tech. Bigger army, sure. Positioning-wise, can't really do much with it. Ghazi are going to shift across, but the workers do get the walls up. There's a fortified wall. But wait, pathing? 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 I don't know where she was going. Valhalla? Knights are circling towards that tree line, just trying to keep pressure on. This is ballsy from Wham, because obviously you've teched up first. There's like a risk in theory, but if you look at his positioning, it doesn't feel that risky. If he sees it coming, he can always retreat. And he already knows that Beastie had to shift away from Masgazi. Let me rotating over. Villagers might be needed for a repair? Wait, why are the Knights not... What is he up to? I thought he was going to hit the Ghazi, because that would have been a kill. These are vet Knights, remember. I mean, it might actually work out better. If he gets the timing right to circle back towards the gold, holy crap, the hit. The hit would give him the full lead. Like 14 villagers against Castle Knights. That's death. Wham, he doesn't know. He goes back towards that tree line again. But the villagers! He finds them! He gets to connect! They will shuffle away. Formation shuffling to minimize the losses, but once again, it's Castle Knights. Does keep it small. 2, maybe 3 going down. The rest of the army could actually pin this. Look at the positioning. He's circling towards the gold. The one place where BC doesn't want him to go because he can charge to move further away. Instead, he dives into the base with the archers now. He gets the Knights away. He idles the economy. And the spearmen path the wrong way. Most of them go to the east side. Man, Wham is doing such a great job of multi-striking here. BC's having to react left, right, and center. So the attacker goes to spoils right. Gets back behind the 4-5 walls now. And a rebuild there. I think we have a weak point. It's the second villager to die here. So he's going to reopen the walls. Warrior Monks are now coming, by the way, which is important because BC should have an ability to rush towards relics. Hasn't been able to do so far because of the pressure from that. It's a bit of a struggle to actually try and hold this area. It's just so many spears. Sprint and placements, though, given enough time. Problem is, you know, if you're getting a sprint shot out and losing a knight, great trade. Gonna suck around again, and there's your worst nightmare. I've seen games won by one of these guys. And the problem I see for Wham right now, Knights, Archers, he doesn't have any anti-War Elephant strat. Knights are just going to go in for a short charge. A few more workers going down. Guys, I think there's a big counter-offensive coming. Like, great, Wham has done some eco damage, he's forced some idle. I want you to really take a very close look at that military count. And remember, there's only 9 scholars. That is our real lead. If he finds a moment, a breathing moment, to push down mid, Wham's in trouble. Yeah, so you're almost in this gamble point. It's a gambit from Wham, right? I just got to keep pressure up, keep him dancing around me, convert across into crossbows. But if at any point it feels like that's it, that's the last hit, Beastie should just be sending 3 War Elephants now. It really is the go point. Does he think there's more crossbowmen? Like, from his POV, is he actually paranoid that Wham's further ahead? Or is he just rushing Imperial? Wait, is he rushing Imperial? Probably prepping a castle drop. So he can castle drop the center. I hate a Whamble. Yes. Wham is making a Whamble. Wham doesn't know Deer's in corner? He does. He's moving for it now, the hunting cabin. The problem is there is a shiny Ronin that is castle stats, right? That's going to be -2. No, please. Wait, do we shiv him? He has 5 melee armor. That's a men at arms, guys. Respect the Ronin. Does at least run away before it becomes a problem, though. Still, Wham kind of needed that food. He's down to the berries, and then what? Farm count is non-existent? He doesn't have good food options right now. We'll send the knight over to resecure. Out of time, definitely a pain in the ass. And the keep drop is coming through. So yeah, so BC, I think, is playing for Imperial. Why else would you be holding on to 1800 bid right now? You could argue the gold is the problem, but you could, if you want to attack, investing in some Ghazi when you see crossbowmen coming, not a terrible idea here, especially for the raiding element. War elephants are on the march, though. This might be one of those, I got starved off of gold, and now I'm going to end up in Imperial-type situations. You want to edge it a bit longer before you do, just because your scholar count, usually you want to be towards like 20 for the rush attacks. Make no mistake about it. These elephants are readying up. The problem is so much time has been bought for the last focal point of that north side by Beastie playing a bit more defensive that Wham does actually have enough crossbows to be scary. This game definitely not over yet. The other concern is if Wham just keeps investing and Beastie does go for that tech play, if Wham's positioning is correct, there's a dive. Wait. Preferably you want to be towards like 30 crossbowmen here. That's when war elephants really start to hate life. Knights are going to try to sneak in. Beastie does see that though. Scholar vision OP. Could he bait him around the tree line? Maybe. The vision position is a bit weird. Got a glimpse of it. Wait. Beastie's just walling him out. Sacred Site victory timer has been triggered. And I think he's now ready for the imp. So 23-minute imp timing. By then, he could have about 16, 17 scholars. That's a rapid unlock onto elite decks, remember. Not going to be too bad for him, actually. It says 3 minutes 44, but I think that's because a lot of his scholars aren't garrisoned right now, if I'm not mistaken. 5. Where are the other 5? I don't think they're garrisoned. I don't know where they are, though. Can Delhi, Ronin build walls? That's a good question. I would imagine so. They usually inherit the Civ's abilities, which is a bit scuffed, to be honest. Where are they? They're here? No, they can't. Okay. I could have sworn, like, they inherit some stat abilities, right? Like, if you play, for example, Abbasids, I'm pretty sure they get boot camp. Yeah, no walls for the Ronin, though. I still think my favorite one in the game is when you Wololo English villages, villages as English, the villagers get short bows. They just figure out the tech and... Oh, we've got... That's sick. He's actually using transport ships. This is such a cool detail, this map, and I've been waiting for a player to use this. Mobility. Fully force your opponent one side, then go the other. Tech up is in, though. Beastie needs a solid defense here. Tech timings are not going to be that impressive, though. 3.5 minutes on these. 7.5 on the Unitechs. Elite techs, 2 minutes. Wham wants to take advantage of that. Marches in. 36 crossbowmen. War elephants might struggle to hold here. The Knights maybe a little bit too deep, a little bit too fast there. Crossbows are now following it up, though. Needs to target priority fire. And the Wololo's going to come in. Needs to snipe them down. Knights do get the kill with the second one just in time there. And the War Elephants should be the next target for the Wololos again. It's a triple Wololo. Wham! Can he get it? He can't get it. No, it's a Wololo. The convert to get the kill. Beastie secures it in an instant. The clutch heal of A to get an immediate GG and shut Wham down.